TC.
Yeah, good evening, Gabby.
Good evening, TC, and welcome all to Terry Currans, the weekly football podcast. Steady away, son, how are you? You okay?
Yeah, no, not too bad. First and foremost, let me apologise. I broke my bridge about 2 months ago, so if I sound as though I'm speaking with a lisp, I get the new bridge back in next Wednesday, so I'll probably feel a lot better that way.
Yeah, you've suffered a bit with that bridge, ain't you?
Well, no, it's been in a long time,
Yeah.
And what happened? It broke about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting to get it done, or to get a new one in, and
But a,
we, with it being over Christmas, it's obviously taken a little bit longer than anticipated.
absolutely, and it was Cluffy that put it in, wasn't it? Well, not Cluffy that put it in, but the Forest dentist.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'll never forget Les Strong, because we were playing. It was that day when George Best had just signed for Fulham, and Les Strong elbowed me smacking face, and that knocked two of my teeth out. And three of them were dead. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Was it that game that you scored that worldie and George
Yeah,
Bell? Was it
yeah,
really? Oh,
yeah,
what a day of trials and tribulations for Terry Curran. Because
yeah.
it was
It was
George after said you was your son player, ain't you?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Oh, thanks very much,
I
George.
had, to be honest, I got that from a lot of big name players. What came off after games and that was
Yeah,
said to me, you can play, can't you?
blimey. But that certainly, when people say the memorable goals that you scored, you're not going to forget that, because that was the day that you got your bridge as well. I did put up my favourite Terry Curran goal, was the goal that you scored against Sheffield United for Forest at the City Ground. I think that was arguably one of the greatest goals I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a good goal. I think Viv Anderson played me, and a couple of players sold themselves a little bit. That
Yeah, true.
the referee could have given a free kick, because I've dragged someone back.
Mm.
It just shows you, doesn't it, how things work out. I mean, it was a great goal. Make no mistake of it. In fact, I have scored some great goals in my time.
You
I
certainly.
haven't scored enough goals, but I played out wide. And when I played out wide, I tended to make more goals, or assisting more goals. My dad would
Absolutely.
say to me, "Why don't you shoot more?"
Mm.
And I said, "I get as much satisfaction out of making them as I do scoring them, because I
Abs-
would celebrate as though I'd scored it anyway
well,
if
I
I
mean,
made it."
pretty much you did, didn't you? I mean, the goal maker and the goal taker, there's no difference. Where the only difference is the goal maker that day didn't have the same ripped shirt as the goal taker had. Your shirt was unbelievable. Did you say to him, "Look, I'll swap it after, but not during the game"? Having said that, you didn't really swap shirts in them days, did you?
No, there were no
Mm,
stopping the shirts back in
no.
those days.
Well, you couldn't.
In fact, well, the thing is, there was only that one kit,
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm
so
saying.
that
Yeah,
got washed.
yeah, yeah.
You know. What I did used to say to a lot of players, uh, don't come stop at my house at night time, because our man marked a lot back in those days.
Yeah.
They did a lot of man mark. I mean, they don't do it nowadays, do they?
No, they play a different game these days. I think they're frightened
Yeah.
to get too close. In fact, I think nobody got very close to Isaac. I think he's just put Newcastle into the final of the League Cup. Tremendous finish. Arsenal down 1-0 at St James's Park after 4 minutes.
I Tom, his son play that kid.
He's a good player. I mean,
They'll not keep him. They'll not keep
nah,
him.
I know that they scored 5 goals against Man City the weekend, but I mean this is a different beast. Newcastle really are on fire at the moment. I mean the only ridiculous result they've had
Well, I
recently,
wouldn't say they're on fire.
Bournemouth,
I mean, they got beat.
Bournemouth
Yeah, but
4-1.
by Bournemouth.
Yeah,
I mean, Bournemouth played quite well, didn't they?
yeah,
Anybody what saw the game,
but weren't they on a
and
9 game, like 9 straight wins unbeaten
unbelievable,
going
isn't it?
into that Bournemouth game? Yeah,
I keep saying to my lads, I look at Bournemouth as being a little fourth division team.
yeah, same here.
As a young lad growing up, and as a young lad playing football, they were always in the bottom half of the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, and then they got two great players in Phil Boyer and Ted McDoodle, and they obviously went into the third division and had a little bit of success that way. But no, it's incredible, fantastic.
Wasn't it Bournemouth and Boscombe as well in those days? Or AFC Bournemouth and Boscombe? We just call them Bournemouth now, don't we? And
I never knew. I've never heard that. That's
I'm
the
sure
first time I've heard
I'm
that.
sure it was AFC Bournemouth and Boscombe. I will have
I've
to look
always
that up.
known them as I've always known them as Bournemouth, me.
Yeah.
Unless it was before that, before that you've seen it, in one of those books. But I've always known them as Bournemouth.
Well, the referee's holding the ball. The Newcastle fans are all holding their mouths. I don't know what's going on here, but the goal's been given about 2 minutes ago. Don't say they're going to disallow this goal. I'm watching the screen with no commentary, so I don't know what's going on. He's gone to a big screen. I have no idea what's going on in this game of football.
Well, I'm in the bedroom, so if he's gone to the screen, they're not going to give it, are they?
Well, I mean, it was 2 minutes ago. He's actually disallowed the goal.
Gabby.
Oh my God, the game's gone.
Gabby, that's not the first time that's happened.
No, this is quite incredible, too.
No, Gabby, listen, that's happened before that. They made 2 minutes. I think 3 or 4 minutes that's happened.
I mean, this is incredible.
The game has gone. This game is more corrupted than you'll ever know.
And also, as well, in the League Cup, they've got VAR, but in the FA Cup, they haven't. So if they were playing in the FA Cup then, there'd have been a goal up, 3 goals up on aggregate and on the way to Wembley. I think that's an absolute disgrace.
Right.
But there you go.
If you're a Premier League club and you fetch that ruling into the Premier League, the VAR, then it should go in all competitions with Premier League teams.
Absolutely. Well, they used to have it in the FA Cup last season. Certain games have got VAR, certain games hadn't got VAR. Probably in the later rounds, because they'll be all Premier League clubs, they'll probably have VAR this season. I mean, it's an absolute. They've made an absolute pig's ear of the game of football. In fact, Wolves are the only club that had any bollocks when they said, we don't want VAR, let's throw it out. And the rest of the Premier League clubs could have voted to get rid of VAR, but they voted to keep it, and now they'll keep moaning about it. Get rid of VAR. It's an absolute disgrace. It's ruining the beautiful game, but there you go. What was you doing in 1980, this day in 1980? So, I mean, a lot of years ago. What was it, 35 years ago now, T?
1980?
Yeah, it was this season.
What day is it?
It's the 5th of February.
May have been playing in a game.
Yes, you was playing in a game on this day in 1980, the 5th of February, 1980. Can you remember what game you were playing in? You scored 2 goals.
I scored 2 goals.
You scored 2 goals.
Wimbledon. And not because that was Saturday.
Tinker scored a goal.
Who was?
Tinker scored a goal. Mark Smith scored a goal. And David Grant scored the other goal in a 5-1 win at Hillsborough against Bury. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he beat Bury. It was the Dunsbury Owl that put that up on Twitter, and I retweeted it to our page. Guys, you can follow the podcast at Terry Curran _11 or on Facebook, Terry Curran's football podcast, and interact and tell us what you want us to talk about. We are going to be talking the Curran view, Terry Curran's view on Jordan Henderson, John Duran, happy birthday to Ronaldo, Burnley's video, the Gedlin in, your mate John McGovern went in there and had a half. He only drinks half, Stony John. But first, before we're going to be talking about Terry Curran's view on these topics of the week, magic moments, TC, what have you sourced for us this week?
Yeah, mate.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
I have changed my mind 5 times. I start off with Mo Salah. Unbelievable goal Mo Salah's goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I changed my mind and I went to Ireland's header. Now, different type of goal.
Yeah.
But when you look at that, it's stretching.
Yeah, it's a great goal.
And the direction. I mean, he's 6'4".
Yeah, he's got
and a lot of tall players. haven't got that spring in them.
Yeah.
But he's got everything, hasn't
Yeah, he
he?
has. Yeah.
I mean, for a big lad, his spring is unbelievable. And to
Mm.
direct it, and I thought, you know, different type of goal, but
Mm.
what a goal that was. If you watch him, he's leaning back.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not leaning back, he's having to lean back and then put the power into it and direct it into the top corner. And I'm giving him that. Then I've seen England's next left back. Not on Sunday, but I saw him a week before that. This Lewis Skelly.
Yes. Yeah.
Skelly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to give it to him. And then what happens? I look at what's his name? Abbott's.
Yeah. Kai Havertz, great goal, great finish. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's run on the outside.
Yeah.
To
it
pull
was
him away,
brilliant.
and
Yes.
then a great ball into him.
Yeah.
But I finished up giving it to who was on? Oh, Peterborough 2-2. Warney, the fifth goal. I mean, there's unbelievable goals in that game.
Yeah,
But
it was.
don't just Mo Salah. There's been some absolutely worldies this weekend again, hasn't there?
There are so many games. I didn't pick any from the Premier League. I thought, well, I'll have a look at some other goals for the Magic Moments because we all like, talk about different leagues in football, and the Premier League does get all the eyes and focus on it, and rightly so. But just to point there, when
Yeah.
when Haaland scored that equalising goal, did you
2-0
think
lead. Sorry.
did you
Go on.
think City were going to go on and win that game then when Haaland got it to 1-1? I did.
Well, was it just before half time when he scored?
Can't remember. I thought it was the second half, but I'd have to revisit it. But certainly it was 1-0 Arsenal, and then Haaland scored. I thought it was early doors second half.
Yes, it was.
Mm.
But that's right, it was. But what happened? Arsenal's second goal. You look at it, and it's a great strike, and
Yeah.
you think, what a goal that is.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
when he shows you the replay, it is John Stone,
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
right? And it didn't give City the momentum to get the put them under pressure. It took that pressure off for Arsenal because Arsenal could have, if City had gone on, and maybe had a couple of shots at goal, may have scored one of them. You just don't know.
No.
But it was a killer goal, wasn't it? And then they scored two quick ones. Then so it was unbelievable, really.
Yeah, and it was quite a flattering scoreline, wasn't it? Really, because every time Arsenal went forward and shot at the goal, the ball went in the back of the net, which is quite incredible. But I did think when Haaland scored that goal, I thought, "Oh, game on here! I can
Yeah,
see
I did.
City going and winning this." How often have I been wrong since we've been
But
doing this
again,
football
a couple of
podcast?
mistakes, and I know they're
Yeah,
capable of doing that,
yeah,
but it's just been an unbelievable footy season for City.
been crazy. No wonder
You
Pep
know,
Guardiola's losing his hair.
but I do know one thing. Tuchel has got a left back here that even he won't leave out at team. He's got to start.
Who's this?
This kid at Arsenal, this
Yeah,
Lewis
yeah, yeah.
Lewis Skelly.
He
He's
does.
got, I mean, you look at him, he has everything.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing he's got, Gabby, for me, and this what makes him superstar player, the
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's got all the ability,
Yep.
but for him to have the arrogance
Yeah.
and not to work. I've told you this before. I used to say to players,
Mm.
forget Man United, forget Brian Robson, forget any of them. Let's go out and win.
Yeah.
Afterwards, then you can shake the hands and say, what a great player you are, Robbo, and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
Don't respect anybody when you're playing against them.
Absolutely.
It's about winning,
Mm.
and breathing that confidence into your team. That this kid has got everything. He's got the arrogance. And you see, and I like the arrogance as long as it's not the cocky arrogance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As you say, you've got to have that arrogance to be playing at that level and doing what he's doing at that level. And I did hear someone liking him to Ashley Cole the other day, and I thought, blimey, I mean, if he does turn out to be like Ashley Cole, what a player
I
he's
mean,
going to
Cole is a
be.
great player.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
me, I think he's he's on the next step up from it, mate.
Yeah.
I really do.
Exciting
'Cause
times at Arsenal.
I will guarantee you he will get more goals than Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
He's got. He's just got. Ashley Cole's an unbelievable world class player. This one is
But
going to be on the next step to it, above it, I should say.
do you know what gets me though? I mean, he's recently broke into the Arsenal team, but he hasn't just appeared from another planet. You know, he's been here for some time playing football. Now, we could have taken someone that can play left back to the Euros, and we kept playing a right-sided player at left back because we said, "Oh, we got no left backs." Well, where the bleeding hell's this kid come from?
We
Why
have
didn't they
got
take
left
him?
back
Of course we have, and we've got
before it.
quality ones. Why
Yeah,
didn't
but
they take him?
you know as well as I
Mm,
that Southgate is one of those managers
yeah,
will not
100%.
take a risk with
No.
kids unless it really favours him.
Absolutely, 100%.
Southgate.
And I'm looking at this kid, and I just think, well, I just for the life of me don't understand. But then again, I look at a lot of things in football I don't understand. What I did understand was the quality of the magic moments this week from Brandon Thomas Asante, his goal from pretty much, I don't know, what would he say, 35, 40
Unbelievable.
yards out, yeah, Coventry. And it's just like, he's just pinged it in, and the goalkeeper
Yeah.
just coming back, couldn't get enough on it. I'm thinking, what a great strike, and what great vision as well. So I thought, well, that's going to be my
What
top
was
one.
it? What was the other one? What you posted up when he chipped it? Great
Well,
move.
it was David McGoldrick's goal,
That's right. Yeah.
Notts County. Great move, great touch, and he has he's just toed it, he's just bang, and it's just like
I mean, the
flipped.
keeper. I mean, when I saw it, I'm laughing to myself because I'm thinking, I bet that keeper's absolutely fuming inside.
Oh, he's just done him, It's like the finish is just, again, if that would have been Messi or, these top players, they would have been eulogising over it forevermore. But David McGoldrick take a bow. And then I saw Wilson Isidore's goal for Sunderland against Borough, and I thought, oh my God. I mean, what a great ball. He's latched onto the through ball. He's going towards the Borough goal. Does he shoot? Does he go round the goalie? No, he does a Peter Barnes. He sits the goalie on his ass and he walks it into an empty net. And I thought that was Terry Curran, similar to, a
You don't
situation
see that. You
against
don't see
Chester.
that.
He'd have been on his
You
hands
don't
and
see
knees.
that, do you? You
No, you
don't see
don't.
that really
No,
now.
you don't.
People are shooting early at times.
Yeah.
Too often, I think.
Absolute quality.
You
Absolute
know,
quality.
so much composure, so much confidence
Confidence.
to be able
Yeah.
to do it. Fantastic, absolutely.
Arrogance with a
Like I said to
swagger.
you, I say it every week. There's that many great goals. But
Yeah, there are.
it's just unbelievable.
No, it's superb. And to see a player that plays, and I think up there in the northeast at the moment, I think there's some great teams. I mean, you've got Newcastle. I think a tremendous side. I'm going to watch Newcastle on Saturday. They're playing Birmingham City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. So I'm there with our Jack and me little pocket
What
rocket.
about Villa signing him?
Yeah. I mean,
what a signing that is.
Well, we're going to go on to that first. Our first topic, Terry Curran's view on the transfer window. Yeah, what a signing. Newcastle actually scored a goal. I don't know if VAR is going to disallow this one as well.
The question, who scored?
It's the fella that plays on the right wing. What's his name?
Who's it for? Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, he looked a good player, by the way.
He's the boy that was at Norwich before, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player. I'll tell you that now.
They're all round him. They've all got his arm around him. And I'm just trying to look and remember the name on his back. Jacob Murphy, that's it. Yeah, Jacob Murphy. I mean, Isak's had a great shot. Hit the beans on toast. It's bounced out, and Murphy's put it in, which is, do you know what? I think they might even disallow this goal as well, too. When that ball actually first comes into an area, he's offside, and then he's hitting the ball, he's knocking the back of the net. I just don't know what's offside, what isn't offside, what's a goal these days. Please get rid of VAR. It
Well,
drives us up the
I
wall.
watched Newcastle against Bournemouth. I know
Yep.
Bournemouth a well, and I watched Newcastle against Fulham.
Mm.
And prior to that, they played really, really well.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Tottenham, and then they look absolutely pathetic. You think, well, they've hit a bad patch.
Well, I'm hoping they're
But
absolutely pathetic
it looks of
Saturday.
it tonight. They're playing really well.
Oh, it's been a good start to this game. 20 minutes gone. They could have 2 goals disallowed. Who knows? Let's wait and see. But yeah, you did talk about Rashford transfer window. Villa have done where they have actually kicked off, so it does look as though it's 1-0. Yeah, good business, Villa. Marcus Rashford,
Well, the question I'm
Asensio.
going to ask anybody what listens to it:
Mm.
Could Villa finish top 4 now with Rashford
Well,
signing?
I
The signing of Rashford.
look at, I mean, Asensio, Rashford, and then what's his name, the kid from Chelsea.
Jack? No, Jack.
Disarray or whatever his name is. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't keep up with some of these foreign imports that we keep bringing in. And Chelsea have got so many. Arsenal look so open this afternoon. Well, tonight, to be fair. But Marcus Rashford, going back to Rashford, what a great signing. He looks as though he's carrying a little bit of timber around the face for me. He didn't look in the best of shapes, but he hasn't played for some time, so maybe that's the reason. But if they
Well,
can get the best out of Rashford,
yeah.
what a signing!
But you see, that's the thing.
Mm,
The manager's really been critical of him. His
yeah,
training's not been right.
yeah,
He's not been playing. So, has he put on a few pounds? Is he not bothered? He's on 3 exams a week. You know what? I hate to say that because I'm not one for being a critic of
no,
players. Because
absolutely, yeah, mm,
at the end of the day, me as a manager, I've got to get the
yeah,
best out of him.
yeah,
Now, if the only way I'm going to get the best out of him is to play him,
mm,
and do I play him to get rid of him as quick as I can? Because that's a better option.
yeah,
Because you're going to get more money for him by playing him. But by not playing him, all it's going to do is disrupt the club. And Man United look in turmoil at this moment in time.
they
But
do.
when I saw that Villa had signed him, I thought, there you go on. Yeah, if they can get his mind right, uh, there's goals in him. I guarantee you there's going to be goals in him.
Well, I mean, Rashford, okay, just of
He's an
late.
unbelievable player.
Yeah, just of late he's been off it for whatever reason, and we don't know. But before that, we do know that Marcus Rashford is one of the top forwards in this country, and when he's on fire, he is a formidable force. I think he's going to a great club, to a top manager, and I think that he's got something to prove. I think it's going to be a win-win for Villa. And you're saying, can they get in the top 4? Yeah, I think they can. Can they get into the real latter stages of the Champions League? Because they now have got a decent squad of players and some with a lot of experience of playing at that level. So you're
Yeah.
looking at Villa of being, yeah, could they get in the top 4? Can they get to the latter stages of the Champions League? And I think on both accounts they can. Will they? Time will
One
tell.
player, one player don't make a team, but one player
Makes a
can give that
difference.
team
Yeah,
so much difference. It's
yeah,
unreal.
absolutely. And the one thing that Villa have lacked a little bit of late is goals consistently. I did watch them against Wolves. I thought they had a tremendous goal disallowed. Again, VAR. But Villa do. When I've watched them, they've been famine or feast. If I'm honest, I've watched Villa and
Mm.
they've smashed teams and scored goals, and then in other games, that they're looking a little bit void of ideas in that final third, or just like that little bit of
Is that
sharpness.
is that to do with? And I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying
Might
it's
be, yeah,
not.
could be.
Is it that to do with
Mm,
you know playing all these
yeah, could
games
be,
and
yeah,
then the chop and change? Whereas
yeah,
before they didn't used to do that, did they?
yeah. No, I
They
mean,
played it.
yeah,
They did the same 11 what played the previous 2 weeks.
yeah. I mean, Newcastle
You
had this
know,
problem. Didn't they, when they played in the Champions League and they come back and they didn't win games and as a
yeah,
consequence dropped out of the top 4. I mean, this season with the coefficiency, we look as though we could have 5 teams in the Champions League. Well, I think we will have 5 teams in Champions League. And if Villa were, say, 6th and they won the Champions League, we would have 6 in the Champions League, apparently, by all accounts. So the English are taking over Europe again. But, again, watch this space. I think Villa could finish in that top 4. I just think they've been a little bit inconsistent at
I
times.
think it gives them a lot better chance now, I'll tell you.
Again,
I really do. I really do.
couldn't.
Because there's goals in Rashford.
Oh, definitely.
And the kid, is it Jackson, the kid that they got from Villa?
They've got Asensio from PSG. They've got Malin. Who's this? What one?
What would they call that kid in Villa that looks an unbelievable player? Played at Man City, the signing from Villa.
Ramsey. Sorry, not Ramsey. Yeah, Morgan Rogers.
Rogers,
yeah, and they got a young Jacob Ramsey, John McGinn. Yeah. I mean, they've got some really, really good Tillemans and Kamara. I think they've got a lot of really good players.
Really quality, yeah. I think quality, and they're getting strength in depth now.
Absolutely. I think the one, talking to me mate earlier, the one thing that he would have liked to have seen is Villa bought a couple more defenders, because I think that they are struggling a bit central defensively. But they bought this boy in from Chelsea.
I thought Arsenal may have signed a striker, but they haven't done that.
Again, it's awkward, isn't it? Because they just want to buy that striker that they want. It's pointless them bringing in just any striker at their level. I mean, I suppose if they could have got Ollie Watkins
we're not talking about a striker from England, getting from another English club.
No, talking about any striker. Just a top striker.
When you think about that, why not try and get Rashford on loan?
Well, yeah, again, another.
But you'd have thought with their scouting system, they could have gone to the South American football leagues and had a look at one of the main strikers over there. But
well, they found a good left back. They just need a central striker.
I find it weird. I really do.
I do as well. But Victor Osimhen, I think he'd be a great shout for Arsenal, and I'm sure they've had a look, and for whatever reason haven't been able to do the deal. But I do feel absolutely certain.
I don't think Arteta's happy.
No, I don't think he is. But I do think in the close season, I'd be amazed if Arsenal just didn't go out and bring in that one player that they need.
But I get that. But as well as I do, he's been there 5 years now.
Yeah.
And every year, these last 2 or 3 seasons, this is the year Arsenal's going to do it.
Yeah, but do you remember last year?
But forget what I'm trying to say to you.
I agree.
You've only got to get 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Sort about sacking him, but he needs sacking. So he gets other people saying the same thing. Then that's all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on.
I know. That's all I'm trying to get at me.
No, you're absolutely spot on, T, as always. But these same idiots last year were saying Arsenal don't need a central striker or a goal scorer. Look at all the goals they're scoring. Well, hang on a minute. I think Arsenal have scored about the same amount of goals as they did last year. This year is what they've done last year. But now they're all saying, Arteta's failing, they need a striker. Well, you weren't saying they need a striker last year because you were saying they don't need a bloody striker. So make your mind up. Does he need a striker or don't he? I think he's needed a striker for some time, but Arsenal have got goals all across the pitch. The only problem is they've had Liverpool this season, who have been unbelievable.
They try and walk it in.
Well, they do. They do.
But I think that's what Arsenal do.
But I still think they're second top scorers in the Premier League. And I think if you took Liverpool away, I mean, there was no drop-off from Klopp leaving. They've got better. But I think, Arsenal have just been unfortunate that Liverpool have just improved.
They've been unfortunate, Arsenal. Man City's been that good.
Yeah, 100%.
You would not have expected Liverpool to have the season they're having with a new manager coming in.
No, absolutely.
And Liverpool look even better.
Yeah, they do.
Than what they did under Klopp. That's no disrespect to Klopp, because I like the way our Liverpool play. I like Klopp. I look at them, Liverpool, they look an unbelievable football team, don't they?
I just don't think they look beatable. Whenever I watch Liverpool, I don't think they look beatable. I think they could go on.
Brentford look an awkward opposition to play, don't you? Know what I mean?
They are, yeah.
They just brush them aside.
Yeah, they did, yeah. And that's what Liverpool do. Liverpool actually don't need to play that well to win a game. Like Forest don't need the ball to also win a game. I mean, 7 goals. That was incredible. Forest are another team that could finish in the
Hold it.
top 4.
Don't set me off with Forest. Who did he play?
Oh, they would have played Bournemouth. Bournemouth when they got smashed.
I know,
5-0.
but I picked somebody for them to beat them at home. I'm sure I did. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, they got beat 5. They just made it that little. And again, they stepped up again, did Forest.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I only looked at that. Who beat? Oh, they beat somebody 5, didn't they? Or what?
They got
an hat-trick Woods.
Yeah, they got beat. They got beat 5-0 by Bournemouth.
They got beat at Bournemouth last week.
And then they beat Brighton 7-0. And Chrissy Wood scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that game.
What is 7? That's 7.
7-0, yeah.
I thought, I'm sure on last week's one, I picked Brighton to beat them because I thought they may have just taken a little bit of a fact when they got beat at Bournemouth, but why did they bounce back?
You did. You had 1-0 to Brighton, and I had 2-2, and it was 7-0 to Forest. and the landlord and landlady at the Gedling Inn were offering 3 points for Forest goals. I mean, I remember a car salesman. Birmingham hadn't scored for a while. Well, not many goals. And he'd offered, if Birmingham scored 6, he'd give him a TR7. Birmingham played away at Leicester, won 6-2, and Burnsy scored a hat-trick. And that was the first week that he put the prize up of a TR7, and Birmingham won the TR7. And like Saturday, the Gedling Inn, 3 points for every time Forest score. And they had to go and score 7 goals. So they were all in 7th heaven, but well done to the Gedling Inn, well done to Nottingham Forest. I personally would like to see both Forest and Villa be in the Champions League places, and I think with 5, I think it's game on, wouldn't it? 2 former European champions.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I've just gone for a wee there.
Yeah, no, you did. No, you did. I kept talking because I didn't want to say. TC had gone for another wee. It ain't a T. It's definitely a wee, 100%. What's Jordan Henderson going on about? I mean, that was a right spat with the journalist, wasn't it? So why weren't you having the captain's armband? Why didn't you celebrate? Were you moving to Monaco? What are you going on about? I thought it was a great response from Henderson.
You see, obviously there's something must have happened that it must have been tapped to go to Monaco.
Yeah, 100%.
There's happened there, and then obviously the move's not gone through.
Yeah.
So he's got to defend it. Maybe he's been disappointed. He probably wanted to go to Monaco. He's going to be playing in Champions League football with Monaco. So he definitely wanted to go. The reporters upset him, and then he's just gone on a rant, hasn't he?
But these reporters, and apparently, the reporters kept going on and on and on about this, and I think Jordan had just had enough. And we've seen it in the Premier League, especially with Ange Postecoglou. Oh, it's the same old story. But what were you on about? Same old story. This interview started well again, innit? And these reporters just seem to go for the jugular, go for the same, and want a response from a player. I thought Jordan Henderson was magnificent. Well, I don't need to tell you. Well, we want to know, but I'm not going to tell you. And I thought he was great, Henderson. I absolutely love that. And I think it's right with managers and players, when these journalists irritate you and get up your nose, just give it them.
You know as well as I do, they do it to
get a response, and they
change the headline, and that's what they do it for.
Yeah. But again, I thought that Jordan come out of it fantastically well, and well done, Hendo. I thought it was great answers, and because he always seems, I was never a fan of Jordan Henderson, but an honest lad, and a genuine kid as well, and I do like him as a person. I think
he's better than what people give him credit for.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not going to put him in a world class player, but I think he's a very, very top player.
Yeah.
He's a player in a top team.
Yep.
What a manager will say to him, look, just give me the ball and give it to the ones with a bit more ability than what you. and you need that type of player in your team.
Yeah.
And for me, he's been. I mean, Liverpool looked like they were going to sell him to Fulham,
Yeah.
and he
Mm.
stuck it out, which was
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah.
He's not one of them what gives in. I will say that about him.
Yeah. I think he's one of them that's a brilliant, brilliant Premier League club player, but I just didn't think he was an international quality player for me. Not an international
In
player,
the
but a
right
great.
team, in the right team, be a top international player in the right team.
Yeah. Fair play.
Because he's that
Mm.
type of player what can get the ball.
Yeah.
You can't have 11 great players in your team.
No,
You've
I
got to
get that.
get that
Yeah.
balance right. That's what you've got. You've got to have often more quality players in your team than the other way around.
Absolutely, especially at
But for
international level.
me, like I told you, Robbo and Martin Hunter used to say to me, "Why does Clumpy always keep picking John McGovern?" And I said to him, "Because he can do something what any of us can't do: get the ball and give it early enough." You're looking for players what can do certain things in a team and
Absolutely.
get the right balance in. And for me, Henderson's a better player than people give him credit for. But in a bad England team, it looks like the rest of them are a bad player.
Yeah, agreed. Did you have you seen that Mark Crossley on that what's it podcast they do Under the Cosh?
Yes.
Clips of him when Cloughie went to ask Cloughie why he called him Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hysterical, isn't it? I want to see the boss. Why'd you call me Jigsaw? And his answer was, I was crying. Listen to that. I mean, Brian Clough, absolute genius. John Duran, his carbon footprint must be going out. Next time they tell us to eat vegan burgers, have a green weekend, go to watch a team on a bike, all these football sport in this country, tell
Gabby,
them to
Gabby,
get stuffed.
Gabby, it's like COVID. Will you
No.
stop it? Will you
It's
stop it?
incredible. But he's going to live in Bahrain.
There's millions of people that
Yeah,
flu jab,
yeah,
and always finish up being sick when they get it.
yeah.
My dad believed that he always had it. Dad, why do you always have that flu jab?
Mm. Yeah, I've never had a flu
You
jab.
know as well as I do.
Mm.
Do you think that they're going to let him do that? They might let him do it for a month.
Yeah, I know, that's
Right?
what I'm
But it's
thinking.
like, but that the other thing when you go on your carbon footprint,
Yeah,
look, what about all them Bill Gates and all them travelling on the aeroplanes to
exactly.
Davos?
Oh, no, it's absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but
But,
the
yeah,
sheep, listen to them.
mm, yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's not.
Mm,
Listen, I have respect for people
yeah,
by all means,
yeah,
but people have been taken for a ride, and now it's coming to an end.
absolutely, T. So they will be having a green weekend soon, so you know what the reply is, guys. But
Here's a prime
Duran,
example: the guy at Forest Green.
yeah, absolutely. Dale, whatever his name is, yeah.
Do you know before he
Chris
got his
Dale.
money? Do you know
Mm,
before he got his money?
yeah,
Right. I'd like to know how he made his money, and then you don't tell me because I already know.
probably selling oil.
But he lived.
Mm,
He was living in woods,
yeah, right, okay.
and then all of a sudden
Well, like Robin Hood.
he goes into energy
Mm,
and becomes a
multi-millionaire.
multi-millionaire.
Mm, yeah.
And you know as well as I do, whoever the globalists push
Mm,
to go along with it because they're getting paid millions of pounds.
absolutely. It's all a load of cobblers. But and
Everything is.
he's doing a decent job. Any old oh God, what's his name now? The fella that used to play for Newcastle, Kevin Nolan, doing a great job there at Northampton Town. Getting
I
some,
don't know.
yes, grinding some right
He,
results out. I mean, well
he
done,
has
Kev.
he,
Yeah.
he has Gary Boyer gone to Burton Albion, terrific, and a kid Roman Burrell, job played with him at Grimsby.
Oh right,
He
blimey.
left Grimsby, went to Middlesbrough, then went up into Scotland.
Mm,
Burton signed him, and he scored 5 goals out of the last 8 games. It's
blimey,
unbelievable run.
blimey.
So yeah.
Burnley's video to announce the signing of Marcus Edwards from Sporting Lisbon. Have you seen? Do you see that? I mean, these things, they tickle me, to be truthful. I mean, it's like
Don't
the
tickle
goal.
me. No surprises me, Gabby.
Honestly, it's like the goal celebrations. I mean, I find them
Yeah.
irritating and they get up my nose, but some of them are actually fun. That Burnley one with Ross out of Friends, I mean, I thought it was absolute genius. I think they're all stupid how they do it all and the social media reels and that, but I did look at that and I did laugh and I thought it was very creative. Shame Burnley aren't as
I
creative
don't
on the
mind it.
pitch.
I really don't mind
I
it
thought
because
it was good.
as a player,
Yeah,
there's times you want to take the piss,
yeah,
just to light the crowd up a little bit,
yeah.
right? But if we did things like that in our day, we'd be crucified for it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
But
these days it's completely
you
different.
know,
Some
I
of them
just
are
find it
funny.
strange. I just find it
Yeah.
strange because clubs do it and allow it, and you think they wouldn't have allowed that nowadays.
Mind you, to be fair, they're trying to clamp down on the goal celebrations. I mean, I think the
They've
viral
always
videos that
tried
they're
that, by
making
the
of
way. They
that.
always tried. Maybe that's what Varspex did for to stamp down on it.
Imagine the goals.
Because I can remember a reporter asking me, they were trying to clamp down on it back then
Yeah.
when I was playing. I remember a reporter asking me what I thought of it. I'll have a
Well,
look if I can find that cutting.
I mean, if you score a goal at whatever level you score a goal, you're euphoric and that. And if you want to go and celebrate it in whatever way, you go and celebrate
You
it.
can't help it, Gabby. You scored a
Exactly.
goal. You
Exactly.
go to watch a local league team
Yeah.
and watch the player score a goal. It's a local league team. You see, that adrenaline gets into them, and
Oh,
they forget everything for about
of course you
5,
do.
10, 15 seconds,
Yeah.
and then it calms down. But it's impossible.
I mean, we've all scored goals. I mean, I remember scoring goals when I was a kid in cup finals for my Sunday league team. And you scored a goal, you feel as though you could jump over the moon. You just
Yeah,
absolutely to score a goal in a Premier League or at the highest level is just different class. So to have a go at
I
them for
think
a goal scoring celebration's
didn't
nuts.
he didn't he jump over the moon?
Who? I know the cow jumped over the moon, but
Yeah, the cow.
I don't know if it was a he or a she. If it had been these days, it'd have been a cow with nouns. Book corner
Oh, by
TC.
the way,
Yes,
all of a sudden they're dropping all them pronouns now. Unbelievable, yeah.
unbelievable. Book corner. Cup finals, talking of cup finals, and it looks as though Newcastle are going to the cup final, currently 1-0 up, coming to half time. Football stories of great games, heroes and villains, the greatest by Cliff Haig. That looks as though it's going to be a tremendous read. All little footballing anecdotes by the looks of it, of the heroes and villains in cup finals, and some great stories. I wonder if it wasn't a cup final, but I wonder if the story of Stan Bowles when he kicked the FA Cup off its plinth at Roker Park will be in it. He bet Don, didn't he? He said, I bet
Yeah.
I bet you a fiver that I can knock it off. Don probably paid up. I mean, if he'd been the shoe on the other foot, he's got no chance of getting the money off Stan. Them boys bet on it being a white Christmas the one year. There was snow and ice everywhere in London. They paid for the old drinks for the pub, and there wasn't a snowflake that dropped on Christmas Day, and the bookies wouldn't pay out. Oh, what a pair of characters they were. And it's only a game, kids football, 25 years on a touchline by Andrew Christophers. So again, that looks to be a great read. I've recently started watching kids football because my grandson has started
Yeah,
playing
I've seen it.
this
I've seen
season.
the photographs you keep posting. Yes,
Yeah,
terrific.
uh,
Absolutely. And
and
it's great to see the faces
oh, it
and them
is.
playing, isn't it?
And I tell you, I watched the first game that they played, and I wasn't particularly impressed. And I've seen them since, and the improvement is superb. And they're a great bunch. I mean, they're only
See
seven,
what,
all of
Gavin?
them.
I don't believe it. How old are they?
Seven they are. And
And you weren't impressed. Let them
no,
enjoy it.
no,
Unbelievable.
no. It's not the fact. Things had happened. I says to our Jack, "Oh my God!" But I don't want to go into it. But I've watched them, and the improvement because they're a new team. They're only under 8, 7 years of age, and the football that he's got them playing now because he's training with them all the time, and they're
Listen, to
doing
watch
bits and
their faces,
it's
to watch
great
kids'
too.
faces,
Oh, it's great.
that's the most important thing
Yeah. Oh,
for
absolutely.
me.
And
You know, if they can play, that's a plus. And if if the team's a good team, that's a plus. And if the players can play, that's even a bigger plus.
I'll tell you what, he's got some right diamonds there in
Good,
that team.
good.
I'm really enjoying them, watching them play. So it's fantastic. And I got told to shut up as well the weekend.
So you should do.
Our Jack says, "Don't listen to him." All I were doing is telling our Jude just to come off his marker and create a bit
Let
of
him
space.
play.
No, I
Let
know,
him
I
play.
know, I know.
You
But
know,
but
that
you do get a little bit sucked in because you want them to do so well. So I shall stand there and shut my mouth and watch my lad coach them because
them kids, the
mm,
manager's telling them what to do. They've got the
absolutely,
own little brain will be telling them what to do, and then the
absolutely,
parents are telling them what to
yeah,
do, and then there's people outside shouting this and shouting that.
yeah.
Just let them play.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, and Jack was absolutely spot on. I did say to him after the game, "You were absolutely right to tell me to shut up and don't listen." So well done, Jack. Well done, 3Cs under eights, and I shall be watching
Is he a
this.
Celtic fan, by the way?
No, it's 3Cs. Troy Deeney used to play for the Seas, and
Right, that's the
and
colours
and
strip.
Lee Carsley. It's a Catholic community centre. I
Right,
mean,
right, yeah, yeah,
when I
yeah.
was a kid, we used to play against them. They're a great club in Chelmsley Wood. I've
Mm.
cut a chapter of my life with Ailey Doris, who's the Supremo. At one stage, we'd only got three teams playing, and they were playing over, I believe, in Sutton, but they've got the Catholic Community Centre at St Anne's, etc., and what have you, and they're getting the club back together. I think they've got something like about 18 teams now. I mean, they've always been a good club. So yeah, the 3Cs where Troy Deeney started and Lee Carsley as well, and those kids are I wouldn't say following in the footsteps, but playing on the same pitches that those players that turn pro
You never
played
know,
on. So
Gabby.
you don't know.
One day.
Absolutely.
That's
So
how you look at it.
good luck to them. But yeah, it's only a game. Kids football, 20 years on the touchline by Andrew Christophers. And thirdly, different class. The Laurie Cunningham story by Dermot Kavanagh.
What a player.
Yeah, I mean, I
What a
have got
player.
that book in my library, and there it is. For different class. I mean, Laurie was different class, wasn't he? Ron would say to me, he could run on snow and not leave any prints. What a player, Laurie
What a
Cunningham.
great player. What a great player.
And just by coincidence, TC, Legends of the 70s Lounge, Lawrence Paul Cunningham, born on the 8th of March 1956, sadly passed away on the 15th of July 1989, born in Archway in London, 74 to 77 was at the Orient, scoring 15 in 75 league games, moved to the Albion where he teamed up with Cyril Regis and Brendan Batson, known as the 3 Degrees there,
Three
Ron
degrees, yeah.
Atkinson, 21 in 86. I went and I went and seen Ron because he calls him Batman, Batson. I said, "Why they call you Batman?" He said, "Well, my name's Brendan Batson, I'm a man." So Ron called me Batman. And when he was on the stage, and there was him and there was Ron and Batson there, and Richard Sydenham, who was the host of the night, he turned round, and I honestly don't think he was put up. It was just the way he said it, because Ron's always got the permatan, and he said, "I
Yeah.
don't think you'll see anyone in this room with a better tan than Ron Atkinson." He started laughing and looked at Batman, and they started laughing. And I thought, what a great way to break the ice. And they were
Yeah.
both great value that night. But I sold him in 79 to Madrid, stayed there till 1984. 44 games in 13 goals. So I think he was pretty much in and out of that Madrid team, wasn't he? He was bought in on loan. Again, it was Ron in 1983 to Man United, scoring once in five. And then 83 to 84, he went to Sporting Heon on loan. 3 goals he scored in 30 league games. And then moved to, I don't remember Laurie going to France. He played for Marseille 84 to 85, scored 8 in 30 league games. So again, just a season he stayed there.
When Ron signed him at West Brom,
Yeah,
he had an unbelievable season,
yeah,
and
he
then
did,
when he
yeah.
went to Real Madrid,
Mm,
you know, he was in and out of team,
yeah, he was, yeah.
and he didn't really justify,
No.
his ability.
Mm,
whether he went there, he got his head down a little bit, or whether he got there and he got little niggly injuries. I don't know,
No, I'm not
but he
sure.
would never. You, I mean, we didn't see the TV like we see it
Not
nowadays.
at all. No, no.
But I mean, the times when I did see him on TV in cup games and what have you, he looked still at times. He looked a terrific player.
And I mean, it looks great in that white kit, and that's the front cover of the book, Different Class. So if we want to know what happened in Madrid, it is all in this book, Different Class, of a player that was different class. But yeah, Marseille, he played for Marseille. Then he come back to England, 85-86 season, and played for Leicester City. He played 15 times for Leicester.
I
Moved
can't
out.
remember
No,
that.
I
I
can't.
cannot remember that.
He moved back to Rayo Vallecano,
It,
86-87, another season there, and then moved to Charleroi, and then he got an FA Cup winners medal when he was on the bench, wasn't he, for Wimbledon in 1988.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Laurie was on the
But
bench.
I can't remember that. No.
Yeah, 6 games, 1 goal for Wimbledon in '88, and then moved. I think it was after the FA Cup final next
I
season.
finished in 80. I finished in 86, and
Mm,
I just lost interest in football for
yeah.
about 3 seasons. I
Mm,
didn't. The only time I watched it because I would have a bet. Other than that,
yeah.
but I never took the interest like I did.
Mm.
So when did he get his fatal accident then?
In 1989, when he was back at moved then back out to Spain to Rayo Vallecano.
I didn't realise how
Mm.
many clubs he's had until you just
No,
mentioned that.
I didn't. To be fair, I was surprised, and I really don't remember Laurie in Marseille. But say it will be all in this book, and I'm going to read this book. I've got Charlie George's book to read as well. I'm going to get Barry Silkman's book. There's loads of great football books, and we always do give 3 books a shout in Book Corner every week. TC and Legends Lounge of the Legends of the 70s Lounge, and we do podcasts with our legends. We've done, I think, something like 30 to date, and you can access the podcast,
What was
guys.
the other kid you asked me to get? Oh, Charlie, didn't you? Yeah,
Charlie George, yeah, if
I
you can.
forgot. Yeah, I've just
Yeah.
had that much on a moment in time.
No,
I'll
no,
tell
you
you
have.
that.
I know you have. But
So,
if you can get Charlie, it'd
if
be
I if
brilliant.
I if I think on, I'll get it.
What do you reckon about Fernandez's shorts? It made Carol laugh. He threw them into the crowd, or threw them in, or give them to. Usually it's a kid, isn't it, that they give it to? So I didn't watch the game live, but an adult got hold of his shorts. And he started sniffing them. I mean, how bizarre is that?
Oh,
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, Carol was pissing himself laughing. But yeah. So, but I don't think it's the first time Fernandez has taken off his shorts. I mean, it's usually like shirts, but he took off his
it's a bit
shorts.
weird.
It
By the
is a
way,
bit
it's a
weird,
bit
isn't it?
weird. It is a bit weird.
It is a bit weird, your shorts, but again, some kids got them, and he gave them a good old sniffing. £50 million for Matties. Only time will
Yeah,
tell whether that's good money well spent. I mean, it's a lot of money for a young kid that's hardly really played for Bayern Munich.
it's weird, isn't it?
Mm.
It's a lot of money.
It
A
is
lot
a
of
lot of
money.
money, but
Because he has to settle in. Look, he may be a natural. He comes in, doesn't need time to settle in. Or
yeah.
if he goes the other way where he needs time to settle in,
Mm.
it could work against him.
Absolutely. And Sam Kerr, stupid and white. I couldn't believe that comment. I mean, I don't know what the FA are going to do. I mean, we
What's
do
that?
know.
I didn't understand that.
You
Sorry.
know that bird that plays for Australia and Chelsea? Sam Kerr. She scores a lot of goals. Apparently, she's a decent player. Not that I know much about the female game now, because I don't watch it, because I'm sick of all the wokeness.
I've
But
never heard of it, but go
yeah,
on.
but she'd something had happened in a taxi, and it's up in court at the moment, so we don't know what's going on and what the outcome's going to be. But she was at a police station. There's a viral clip going around on the internet, and she's talking to a copper, a male copper, and saying that he's stupid and white. Now that's racist and
What what
misogynistic.
what is she? Is she black like?
Nah, she's black.
That's
No,
what I'm saying. Is she
she's
black?
like kind of mixed race. She's not white, but she's
Well, there should be no racism at all,
absolutely, yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
But it shouldn't be working in their favour neither,
No,
where
not at
they can
all.
say what they want to do to
Yeah.
other people.
I mean,
You know,
do you remember Bentancur, what he'd said about Sonny? And he was just only having a laugh. I don't really know what he said, but what did he get? 6-game ban? They wanted him to have a bigger ban. But I've not really heard the FA come out and say anything about this case.
you won't.
And you won't. And that's the thing too. And that's what
By the
annoys
way,
so many people.
listen, since he's got back in Trump, everything will get exposed.
Mm.
Everything will get exposed.
Well, we will
Jim White
wait.
and all that, Jim White and all them,
Yeah.
they've got the job just to keep pushing
Yeah.
the radical left want them to do. And it's them what's the problem.
Yeah.
I used to vote for Labour all my life. I was lefty, but I'm glad I turned and got away from them.
Well, I'm not voting Labour. We got holes in our roads in Birmingham. We ain't even had our bins emptied.
Well, by the way, we've got to vote
bankrupt.
somebody, Gavin, because I'll tell you what,
know.
you're going to look up down this
I
country.
know.
What mayors we've got up down the country.
I know, it's an absolute disgrace. The country's gone to the dogs. But,
right? And what Elon Musk has just found out without this USA type of thing, that's happening all around the world,
Oh, God. I mean, the money that
all around the world.
Yeah, the money that Britain hemorrhages, giving money to
foreign
aid.
There's millions of pounds on taxes. These roads should be done, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like hospitals.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with keep putting money into hospitals.
No, absolutely.
Right?
It's a joke.
You can put as much money as you want in it. If you keep getting too many people into country,
absolutely, the infrastructure in there
can't work. It cannot work.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Ronaldo, 40 today. He did say that he's the greatest player of all time. He is the GOAT. He come out and says that he's the GOAT.
Well,
I know.
There's no harm in that.
No, there isn't. But
there's no harm in that. I mean, I think. I love Ronaldo, but I think Messi's a better player.
Yeah, personally, I do.
But that's only opinion.
Yeah, of course it is. I think Ronaldo's a great player.
And I love all the great players what's been, but George Best is still the best player I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. And that's, we're all entitled to it. Ronaldo is entitled to his opinion. His opinion, he is the greatest of all time. But I think the one thing that everybody can agree on is I think he's got the greatest ego of all time, hasn't he? I mean,
well,
and he needs to be confident. I get that.
I get. Listen, there's no harm in that. What makes me laugh with everything when people turn around and say, "Well, Messi's not done it in the Premier League." Yeah. My answer to all that is this:
couldn't do it on a Tuesday night in Stoke.
Yeah. my answer to all that is this: Ronaldo was for sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Messi
never
couldn't be bought.
No, that's a great point. I mean, I don't think you could have bought Messi.
It's possible.
To be fair as well. T, if you're playing for Barcelona, you've won 8 Ballon d'Ors. You're playing in a wonderful country, a wonderful city. Why would you want to move anyhow? That's what I don't understand. It's ideal where he is. They can speak the language, Spanish. Why would Messi ever want to have left and come and played in the Premier League? Why would he want to do that? I personally think Messi is one of the greats. If I've got the choice out of Messi and Ronaldo, I'm always going to go Messi. I think Messi's a genius.
In modern day football.
Yeah, but we've had so many greats in the past.
Me, I don't know how they can keep saying they're the 2 greatest. Zidane, you tell me a better player than Zidane.
I think they're the greatest of the time that they played, but when you look at other greats...
I tell you what annoys me when I look at people like Charlie George, Alan Hudson and Curry. If they'd have been in the country, we'd have been talking about them being great players.
100%. So I still talk about all them players as great players. Yeah, as great players. You look at Jimmy Greaves, great player. You look at John Charles, Duncan, great players. And I think players of the past, Puskas, Di Stefano, should never be forgotten and are always Johan Cruyff in the conversation of the greatest of all time. Pele,
I mean, Ronaldinho, when you look at that Ronaldinho,
unbelievable. What talent he had.
And Maradona,
Maradona,
when I look at Maradona and Messi,
Mm,
Maradona and Ronaldo.
mm.
That ball talked.
Do you know what? Out of all the players, Cruyff, Maradona, Zidane, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, who I think was a better player than this
Oh,
Ronaldo,
the best striker I've
personally,
ever seen in
yeah.
my life.
Out of all them, I would put Ronaldo CR7 at the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
Personally, my
yeah,
personal
I get
opinion,
that. I get
I'd put him at the. He would be the
that
player I'd
Ronaldinho.
less like to
When you
watch.
look at the things what he did on the football pitch, that Ronaldinho,
I'd pay money to watch
I
him.
saw him, mate.
Mm,
The greatest pass I've ever seen anybody, and I've seen some unbelievable passes in my
yeah.
lifetime. That Ronaldinho, I've
Mm,
seen him one of the great, well, not one of them, the
mm,
greatest pass I've ever, for Barcelona.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I just think he was an absolute genius, and I would put, as I say, I would put all of those above Ronaldo. Again, just my opinion, but there we
You see
go.
what Messi and Ronaldo have done. They never went nightclubbing, did they?
No, no, not really. Again, different
So no,
times.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
mm,
Listen, they never were.
Pelly did.
Ronaldinho
Mm.
went nightclubbing
Oh God,
like
yeah,
George Best did.
yeah,
And
yeah,
half
yeah,
the time he turned up for training 2 hours late.
yeah, 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 yeah. Mind you, you'd let him, wouldn't you? I mean, to
No,
be
what
fair,
I'm trying to, yeah, but if he could have stuck to his principles like them two did,
mm.
right, he got every mortal thing, hadn't he?
Oh, absolutely. But would he be the same player if he was, conformist like these
Yeah,
players are?
it's not. That's not. I don't think that's conformist
No, no,
because
but
and
it's
it's
his lifestyle,
you.
and it's the way he
Yeah,
is.
but they definitely took the edge off him towards the end of his career.
Mm,
He should have been. He should have. If he'd have done what Ronaldo and Messi did, he'd have had that longevity in football.
yeah, but I still think that Ronaldinho is up there in that on that top table.
I don't dispute that.
No, absolutely.
You know
Mm,
as well as I do what I'm getting at,
yeah, of course I do. Yeah, yeah,
right? The critics will always turn around and say,
yeah, of course I
"Well,
will.
it was so."
Mm,
Yeah, I've seen him do things on a football field what Messi and
mm,
Ronaldo hasn't done.
yeah, no, they couldn't do well. Messi maybe, Ronaldo no chance. But Ronaldinho, absolute one off and a genius and a player that
Hmm.
I would pay a lot of money to go and watch. And most players I wouldn't pay to watch and
Has
play,
your missus
but I
got
would
that
for.
over them?
Yes, I'm just going to go on to the football forecast. We were talking about the great Ronaldinho. What a player. I've done you last week too, Forson. You only correctly got.
I no wonder why you do me when I'm picking Forest and they go and win 7. Jesus, to get beat.
You
I
got it
can't believe it.
spot on. You got Derby against Sheffield United, and then you got nothing else. No, I got spot on Donny versus MK, and then I got the Sheffield United away win and Everton. I got Everton to beat Leicester. But so I won 2-4, so
3
it's
great wins for David
5-9.
Moyes, hasn't it?
He's had a great time, hasn't he, since he's gone
Yeah.
back there to Everton. Illiman and Joy just looks different class, and they are playing in the FA Cup on Saturday against Bournemouth. Will Illiman, Enjoy, and the rest of the Everton team put Bournemouth to the sword? I think Bournemouth might make a load of changes here, personally.
Yeah, I can't believe it, mate. I really can't.
He usually does, to be honest, Ariola. I think they'll make 9 changes at least. What do you
So,
reckon?
uh, 1-0 Everton.
Yep, I'm going to go 2-1 Everton because I think Bournemouth will make that many changes. It'll be Everton versus Bournemouth's reserves. Southampton versus Burnley. I'm going to go 2-1 again to Southampton. Burnley don't like. Well, Burnley have only conceded 9 goals all season.
Hmm.
Ridiculous. I think they'll
Yeah.
concede 2 the weekend now.
Uh, I may have gone 2-1 Burnley, but that was a great result. I thought I had Southampton to beat Ipswich in time, but I almost not have done.
You had
Uh,
you had Ipswich to beat Southampton.
did I? I thought I
Mm,
got Southampton to beat
yeah,
Ipswich.
yeah, one
Um,
nil.
I'm going to go for 1-0 Southampton.
1-0 Southampton. You'll go WBA versus Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. Big game for you. They've brought some decent players in and all Albion.
1-1.
1-1. I'm going to go 3-1 Albion. I think they're. I think now with them players that have.
Wednesday a better team away from home than they are at home.
That's true, yeah. Mind you, I think the Albion really are now with Tony Mowbray. Although they got beat
Mm.
the weekend, didn't they, against Plymouth? Yeah, away from home.
I know they went 1-0 up and they all
Yeah,
had him on Cooper.
they are a funny team, the Albion, but I think with Armstrong coming in and the other players, I'm looking that he's bought in Mowbray. I'm thinking, you never know, the Albion might just get in the playoffs now. Norwich versus Derby. This is my shout. I'm going to go Norwich 2, Derby nil, and will the gaffer still be at the helm?
I was going to go that. So
Mm.
I'm going to go. I'll go 3-0, and I think that'll be his last game on Saturday.
I'm surprised he's still there, to be fair, but there you go. And Huddersfield versus Reading. How do you see this one shaping up?
1-0 Huddersfield.
1-0 Huddersfield. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And then Monday night football, Doncaster versus Crystal Palace. I'm going to go Doncaster 1, Palace 3.
3-0 Palace. 4-0 Palace.
4-0 Palace. I hope Donny win. Young Gibby plays at Doncaster, so the eyes of the nation will be on Doncaster. So good luck to Doncaster. I really hope that they can, turn Palace over, but I just can't see it. For teams like Crystal Palace, teams like Everton, teams like probably not so much the Villa. They're going for the Champions League. I get all of that, but for a mid-table side, surely the only thing that you're gonna win or are capable of winning is the FA Cup. So, if your Palace going to Doncaster, fourth round, surely you're gonna go absolute 100% strong and get that game won and get in the fifth round, get a home draw at Selhurst Park. It could be quarter final, semi final, you never know, could be even a
Yep.
final of
Yep.
the FA Cup. So I do think Palace will go strong. And finally, same with Forest. Forest away at Exeter. TV think that's a possible banana skin. The only reason it's televised on Tuesday night. How do you see that one shaping up, T?
2-0 Forest.
2-0 Forest, so you're going 0-2. I'm going to go 0-3 for Forest. Good luck to all the teams. TC, thanks for your time. Love to you
Yep.
and yours, and we'll see you next week, mate.
Yep. See you next week.
I'll
Good
be
luck, everybody.
I'll be putting some
Have a great
pictures.
weekend, Gabby.
Yep,
Everybody.
I'll be putting some pictures of Birmingham City against Newcastle. I'll be down there, St Andrews, on Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday early
See
evening.
you later then.
Cheers, my cats. See you in a bit. Bye for now. And thanks for listening, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.